Welcome to the Smart Flicker, where we share stories that ignite inspiration and spark change. Today, we're diving into the incredible journey of a man who realized that true fulfillment comes not from what you receive, but from what you give. Join us as we explore the tale of a man who found happiness in helping others. Ready to be inspired? Let's dive in.
In a quiet village, nestled between emerald hills and whispering rivers, lived a man named Amer. He was not wealthy, nor particularly famous. He lived in a small, sunlit cottage at the edge of the village, with a garden full of herbs, a few hens, and a heart that had once been full of longing for something he could not name. Amer had once been like many others caught in the whirlwind of city life, working long hours in a corporate office, dressed in crisp suits, and constantly checking his phone. He had money, a sleek car, and even a high-rise apartment with glass walls that overlooked a skyline that never slept. But despite all the external success, Amer often found himself sitting alone at night, staring at the ceiling, a strange hollowness echoing inside him. He thought perhaps he was missing a bigger promotion, or a better apartment, or more recognition. But as time passed, even those things, when achieved, felt like eating air impressive in appearance, but leaving him hungry. One day, Amer took a vacation, his first in years, and returned to the village where he was born. It was meant to be a short visit, but as he sat beneath the old banyan tree near the village well, listening to the distant bleating of goats and the soft clatter of children's laughter, he realized how much he had missed real life. He decided to stay. At first, it shocked everyone. "You're giving up the city?" his colleagues asked, bewildered. But Amer only smiled and said, "I think I've been chasing the wrong kind of wealth." Life in the village was slower, simpler. He spent his days tending to his garden, fixing up the old family cottage, and watching the sunrise with a cup of tea in hand. But soon, he began to notice the needs around him, quiet, unspoken, but real. One early winter morning, as Amer walked along the muddy path to the market, he saw an elderly woman, her frail body bent, her hands trembling as she tried to carry a heavy sack of firewood. Without hesitation, he jogged over and offered to carry it for her. She looked at him, surprised and a little embarrassed, but eventually nodded. After delivering the wood to her home, she invited him in for tea. Her house was simple, almost bare, but full of memories. They sat and talked for hours. She told him about her late husband who had passed 5 winters ago, and her children who had moved to the city and rarely visited. "Some days," she said with a soft, tired smile, "I speak more to the birds than to people." That evening, as Amer walked home under a sky full of stars, he felt something stir inside, a warmth he hadn't felt in years. That night, he slept better than he had in a long time. From that day on, Amer made it a point to help where he could not, because he had to, but because it felt right. He helped the village school repaint its classrooms and even began tutoring children who struggled with reading. He repaired broken tools for farmers and cooked hot meals for a man whose wife had recently passed away. He didn't do these things for praise or attention. He did them because each act brought a sense of quiet joy. One rainy afternoon, a boy named Ishan came knocking at Amer's door, soaked to the skin and holding a torn notebook. "Sir," he whispered, "my father says we can't afford tuition anymore. But I want to learn." Amer looked at the boy, then at the rain falling gently outside and smiled. "Come inside. We'll start today." He began teaching Ishan every evening after chores. Word spread, and soon more children began to join. His home became a place of learning, laughter, and stories. Over the years, Amer became more than just a villager. He became a quiet guardian of kindness. People sought him out not for money or solutions, but for the comfort of his listening ear and his steady presence. His life was not without challenges. He fell ill once during a harsh winter, and the entire village came together to care for him. Children brought him hot soup, farmers delivered firewood, and the old woman he had once helped sat by his bed, reading aloud old folk tales. In giving, Amer had unknowingly created a circle of kindness that now gave back to him. Years passed. Amer's hair turned silver, and his hands bore the marks of age and labor. One evening, as he sat beneath the banyan tree, a young man approached him. It was Ishan now, a teacher himself. "You changed my life," Ishan said softly, "and many others. How did you know that helping us would make you so content?" Amer chuckled. his eyes soft with memory. I didn't. At first, I just helped one person because it felt right. But each time I helped someone, a piece of that emptiness inside me disappeared. And eventually, I didn't feel empty anymore. Then, with a gentle smile, he added, "When you lift someone else, you don't stay on the ground either." And so, in a world full of people chasing after happiness in far-off places, Amer found it right where he was among people, in quiet gestures, and in the small, everyday acts of compassion. He lived simply, loved deeply, and left behind not monuments or medals, but something far greater, a legacy of kindness that would ripple through generations.
Moral of the story: true happiness does not come from wealth, status, or possessions. It comes from selfless acts of kindness and compassion. When we help others without expecting anything in return, we not only lift their burdens but also find purpose, peace, and lasting joy in our own lives. Giving to others is one of the simplest and most powerful ways to discover inner fulfillment. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the Smart Flicker, and share this video with someone who might need a little inspiration today. Keep flickering that light in the world, one small act of kindness at a time. Until next time, stay smart, stay kind, and keep spreading positivity. See you in the next video.